Hands up if you've ever thought, who am I to be doing this? Someone else would do this way better than me. So guess what? That's self-doubt talking. The sneaky little voice that keeps you stuck, overthinking and not showing up as the badass entrepreneur you truly are. So today, we're shutting that voice up for good. So hi, I'm Karyn De Mol. Welcome to my masterclass from self-doubt to self-mastery, confidently showing up and growing your business. This is for you if you wonder why self-doubt has been secretly running your business. And it's not just a lack of motivation or the toxic patterns that are keeping you stuck, things like overthinking and procrastination, and how to finally feel worthy of success so that you stop hesitating and start thriving in your business. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like you're meant for more, but you just can't seem to get there, this session is your game changer. So first off, if you don't know me, you're probably wondering who the hell is Karyn. So I'm a self-doubt breakthrough mentor, an expert in hypnotherapy, EFT, NLP, Creatrix, lots of other tools, but it's all about mindset transformation. So I've helped countless of women ditch the self-sabotage and own their power. I've spent years helping women break free from the toxic self-doubt that silence that inner critic and step into their worth and create the success they're meant for. So I know exactly how it keeps you playing small because I've been there too, the constant overthinking, the imposter syndrome, the feeling like success is for other people. But once I cracked the code, everything changed. And today I'm sharing it with you. So how you too can finally show up with confidence in your business. Also an author of the 10 times award-winning book, Eating Secrets, and featured in magazines and summits. So the truth about self-doubt. Self-doubt isn't a lack of confidence. It's an emotional barrier. I just need more confidence. Nope, that's not it. I need to be more motivated. That's self-doubt's cousin, procrastination. Self-doubt is an emotional loop you're stuck in. So why this matters is you don't lack confidence. You've just trained yourself to doubt your abilities. And this is all the crap you've just been carrying around with you. So you think about women's handbags, they're often filled with a variety of items that are necessary for their daily lives, from wallets to makeup to phone chargers to snacks. There seems to be an endless list of things that are deemed essential, although some may not be. And yet, despite the weight of these items, we carry around these in our handbags. We manage to do it with ease. But however, the weighty handbag can be seen as a metaphor for the weight of the emotions and beliefs that we carry around, that we carry them around with us in our daily lives, just as women's handbags. And just as those handbags can get heavy, our beliefs that become also baggage that weigh us down and become burdensome. So think about it. If you've trained yourself into self-doubt, you can train yourself out of it. And if you think about men and women, it's no secret we are wired differently. There've been many subjects like the book of Men Are From Mars and the Women Are From Venus, where it states that each state can be understood in terms of distinct ways each respond to stress and stressful situations. If you've read the book, drop it in the comments. There've been studies at universities, and over the last 15 years, there've been a growing pile of evidence that there are inherent differences in how men and women's brains are wired and how they work. Everything about us is different. The way we think, the way we feel, the way we do things, the way we see things, how we perceive things. We have different retina cells in our eyes, so we literally see things differently. And we are inferential, so we put meaning where there is no meaning. And these are just two of the biological differences. Haven't even talked about the 25% more head to heart connections, which mean we bring emotions into our decisions more than men. We're brain surfers. That's why we can multitask so well. We have a larger limbic system, which means we connect emotions to the event. This means the past traumatic events haunt us more, and we react in a way we thought that kept us safe at the time, but now may not be serving us. And so we wonder why we overthink and worry about what others think about us. And then we doubt ourselves and lose confidence. So it makes sense. If we are wired differently, there's a major need for female self-development. Otherwise, it's like trying to install an iPhone into a Samsung phone or an iPhone app into a Samsung phone. It just doesn't work, does it? The hidden ways that self-doubt sabotages you. Now look at this picture. I'm sure as a woman you felt those emotions in one day, if not in an hour. So self-doubt shows up as overthinking, stuck in your head, making no moves, or procrastination, over research instead of actually doing, or imposter syndrome. Who am I to do this? Perfectionism. If it's not perfect, I won't even start it. Who's actually done that? Avoidance, dodging opportunities because you're scared of failing. And as a woman, we can have several of these thoughts and emotions during the day. Self-doubt isn't just feeling unconfident, it's a toxic pattern that stops you from taking action. But guess what? You don't need more confidence. You need a new way to think about yourself. And as a woman, we go through all these emotions in one day. So what has to change to have you confidently show up and grow your business? It's the mindset, of course. It has to do with what's going on up in your head. Many times the things which we hold us back are all in our heads. And this isn't to say you imagine things. Instead, we're talking about these three things, the beliefs we hold about ourselves, the processes by which we think about things, and the memories which affect our reactions. So just picture the future successful version of yourself. Now think about your habits, your attitudes and actions that have kept you from achieving this success in the past. What you're going to discover once you start digging the reasons is you can generally sort where changes need to happen in two areas: mindset and behavior. So maybe ask, who do I need to be to succeed? Let's use an activity. So the three-step process to break free from self-doubt. Catch the self-doubt lies. Your brain is a habit machine. It repeats what you tell it most. Self-doubt, just bad mental programming. So think of something you're being put off because of self-doubt. If you've got that, drop it in the comments. Now ask yourself, is this 100% true? Or is it just an old belief? The fear you have, it's a thought, not a fact. You want to catch your inner critic in the act and call it out. That little voice in your head that says, who do you think you are? Or what if you fail? That's the one. It's been running the show for way too long. Start noticing when self-doubt sneaks in. Is it when you're about to speak up, launch something new, or ask for what you deserve? Boom, catch it. Call it out like a bad reality TV villain. Oh, look, it's the you're not good enough rerun, but boring. Flip the script instead. I'm not ready. Try, what if this actually works? I'm not good enough. I am good enough. I'm not smart enough. I am intelligent. Self-doubt isn't fact. It's just fear wearing a very convincing costume. Once you see it for what it is, it loses its power. And then you want to rewire and replace it. Rewire your inner narrative. Catch yourself when you're doubting. Flip the script instead of I'm not good enough. Try I am learning, growing every day. Use breath work, EFT, tapping, hypnotherapy techniques to release those stuck emotions, whatever you've got in your toolbox. Or reach out to someone who does have those things in their toolbox. So let's do a quick thought shift. Think of your biggest self-doubt thought. Now say the exact opposite. And how does that feel? Build your I'm a badass evidence file. Your brain needs proof that you're capable. So let's start collecting receipts that show you can do hard things. Every time you do something that once scared you, write it down. Start an I'm an awesome journal or look at me go folder on your iPhone or Samsung phone. Celebrate even the small wins because a small win adds up to big shifts. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your power, not the ones who feed your self-doubt. The more proof you give your brain that you're actually amazing, the harder it becomes for self-doubt to argue. And then the third step, just take action before you feel ready. Confidence doesn't come from action, not thinking about it, or confidence does come from action, not thinking about it. You don't get confident, then take action. You take action, then confidence builds. Small steps compound. Every tiny action rewires your belief in yourself. So if you're waiting to feel ready, you'll wait forever. Messy action is better than perfect inaction. Perfectly imperfect is my saying. Stop waiting to feel confident. Do it anyway. Because here's the truth. Confidence isn't something that you magically wake up with, unless maybe someone like Beyonce. It's built by doing the things that scares you before you feel ready. Think of the first time you, say, drove your car. You weren't confident. You were sweaty, overthinking, praying you wouldn't crash, but you did it anyway. And now you barely think about it. Well, the same goes for confidence. Borrow confidence from your future self, the one who has already done this and is out there crushing it. Ask yourself, what would the most confident version of me do right now? Then go do it. Breakthrough moment. Confidence doesn't come first. Action comes first, and then confidence follows. Have you caught that? Confidence doesn't come first. Action comes first, and then confidence follows. So how's your life and business will change when you break free from self-doubt? You'll show up more boldly in your business. You'll trust yourself to make decisions. You'll take opportunities without hesitation. And you stop overthinking and start taking action. So just close your eyes and imagine your business 6 months from now if you fully believed in yourself. What does that look like? How are you reacting? How are you talking to people? How are people treating you? It's time to be unstoppable. Self-doubt isn't going to pack up and just leave overnight, but you can stop letting driving your car. When you catch it, challenge it and take action anyway. You start becoming the confident, the unstoppable version of you that was there all along. And trust me, she's kind of a bloody big deal. So I just want to share a little bit about my story. Like all other stories, there's the good, the bad, and everything in between. But I must warn you, I'm a glass half full kind of girl, and not so secretly a lover of unicorns, rainbows, and magic. So my ghosts were, I've been there. I just so that you can relate. I've been there, and I get it. And it all started when I was 10, losing my father to cancer, and I was devastated. Life went on a little bit sadder with a hole in my heart and turning inwards emotionally, squashing down the sadness. And then life went on somehow. And then mum remarried to a lovely man. And within 2 years, he just died in his sleep. And our family had endured way too much loss. We were all devastated, grieving, and my mum decided it was she needed to move out of the house and move up the country and went into business, having lost two husbands and still grieving. So by the time I was 15, I convinced my mum I was better off staying in Sydney. So I had a lot of freedom. So as you do it at 15, 16-year-old, I covered up my pain with partying, drinking and smoking. And on the outside, it looked like I was having a ball. But on the inside, I was feeling alone and sad and kind of believing I must have done something wrong and even thinking, why is everyone leaving me? I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, so afraid of being judged and rejected by others, which made me afraid to be me. Not really sure who me was other than this party girl who just got on with it. And then to really put the ice on the cake, my mum passed away 15 years later. Now, obviously, I didn't know all this at the time. This is all what I've discovered later on in life. But in the lead up to Dad's death, I witnessed him being active, even though he died of cancer. As a 10, all I knew is that he had fallen off a ladder and then died. And my brain, my 10-year-old brain, connected activity with death. And then when my stepfather died, he was a really active person, always doing somersaults and everything like that. And he just woke up and didn't wake up one morning. So it just cemented the more feeling that if you're active, it means death. So my mind just connected that, and I'd carried that around for many, many years. And chocolate became my friend, my go-to when I felt emotional. And so fast track to years later, I knew I wanted more. I was sick and not liking myself and wanted more from life, but could not seem to get my shit together. So that's when I discovered self-development, got my first coach, and then, wow, transformation, knew I wanted to help others the way I'd been helped. So even though life is still throwing me curveballs like it did in 2021, where I got cancer through its hat in the ring and I ended up having to go through a neck dissection and radiation, I know I can come out the other side stronger and even more resilient with more tools to help others. So I wrote a book and a few other things, but we'll just move on. What do you do when you find weeds in your garden? And that's what those thoughts I had. They were weeds. Dandelions are weeds for a good reason. When pulled, if you don't get all the taproot, they often the plant will resprout what is left behind in the soil. And that's what happens with our beliefs, our thoughts. If we don't pull it out from the root and get to the source, we will keep on carrying around that baggage and we'll keep on getting triggered. So you find yourself reaching for anything to give you pleasure and make you feel better, but it doesn't last. It's because the real problem is still there. So just look at the questions. Do they resonate? If they do, just pop a yes in the comments. And think about this. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing after all the shit you let yourself go through and all the shit you put up with, that you were actually good enough all along. So just fill in your own sentence here. What is that you want to look back and feel? Maybe for now, abbreviate and give it just one feeling and type it in the comments. Is it confident, proud, happy? Then imagine getting to 80 and realizing you've wasted those years, afraid to move forward or just trying to please others, sabotaging your own business, your own success, your own happiness. The only thing you have to lose is the fear of change or fear of failure that's holding you back. So instead of blaming with thinking it's not my fault, it's actually time to look and take responsibility for those roots. And instead of asking questions like, why me? What's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? Take responsibility and ask questions such as, what new choice or decision can I make to alter this situation? It's time for a mindset shift to break free now. So I know you know what you want and you know what you need to do, but if you're not succeeding, you need a therapy solution that is not designed by men, but by a woman who understands how we are wired differently. You need one that solves your problems because it's designed for our women's brains, that we have hormones, we have emotional roller coasters that we ride along. You need a solution that understands we are different, speaks to you in your language. You need one that works with your unconscious mind and your conscious, your belief systems, your instincts, and the science of your genes and epigenetics, which is something I'm honored to have access to, and I can offer you that solution. So I'm offering you a complimentary gift. Download the Self-Discovery Mastery for your key to a Thrive in 2025. Because there's one thing to know this stuff, but it's another to implement it into the conscious and the unconscious. And this is where getting help from someone who's been there and gets you is the next step. So simply decide, maybe if you want to get some clarity and feel heard, then book a call with me. And I've got a very, very special offer. You're not going to pay 175 Australian dollars. You're going to, the first 5 will only pay 25 Australian dollars. So not only do you get access to me for an hour to discover, get some clarity, discover what is holding you back. The blocks are in your words. You say, and those words, it's part of what I'm trained in picking up for you. So scan the QR code for the fast action bonus. And if you want the free gift, scan the QR code. So take you back here. And then that will take you through to the link of my calendar. And if you can't find a time that suits you, because I'm in Australia, and if you're in a different country, the times may not suit, just send me an email to Karyn@goodnessmealternative.com.au and we will pick a time that works for you. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Transform with Karyn, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Rise above, embrace your worth, and thank you for being here with me today.